What's going on with Miss Riley?
Your Honor, I think that was just a kind of tumultuous time in her life. I know she did mention to me that the pending felony, at least to her understanding, I think it's just a theft. It's not anything violent to her understanding, and I haven't looked up to see exactly what is pending as far as felonies because I think it's in a different county. But
It's
nevertheless,
here to damage the property.
oh,
All right, Miss Riley.
Yes, ma'am.
So a criminal damage to property, for it to be a felony, it has to be over $2,500 in damage, unless they change the statute. Yeah, don't talk anymore. What I want you to understand is every time you get mad about something, you can't pick up a knife and slash a tire or break something or throw something because you got kids, and something has to be more important than your anger. Your time with your kids and getting back into a good relationship with your kids has to be more important than you showing out and acting crazy.
Well, in order for us to assume that her kids are more important, we will also have to assume that she cared in the first place. And the truth is, a lot of these toxic mothers, they don't really care about anybody. That would include those kids. I know it's easy to assume that because they had them, we think that they also care for them, but obviously all mothers are not created equal. Today we're back in courtroom 304. The judge here is about to try to talk some sense into an out-of-control defendant, a very problematic woman. We're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time. Let's go ahead and get back into it.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
20 what?
26.
So, how old are your kids?
I have a 4-year-old. I'm sorry, a 3-year-old, 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, and a 5-month-old.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
No way. She's been pregnant every year for the last 4 years. 26 years old, 4 babies, 3, 2, 1, and 5 months old. Now, how many wedding rings you want to bet she's got? Now, how many baby daddies you think she's got? Listen up, young ladies watching right now. If you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, do not end up like this. Trust me, you do not want this life this woman is living. And anybody who tells you it's okay, you cannot trust them. They're trying to sabotage you because anybody in their right mind will tell you this is not the life you want right here.
So you're just having kids back to back to back to back. You just, every time you turn around, every time you blink, you pregnant. Ma'am, that's stressful. Number one. Number two, you don't have time to give each of those kids time. You think you got stress. I mean, defects is involved because you're having kids under a less than optimal situation. I'm gonna need whoever that is to mute your device. Number one, you having a back to back to back to back. You're not even giving your kids time to have time with a mama because there's another kid coming before they can even have time with you.
Her thought pocket can't even breathe. 3 years, 4 babies, defects in criminal cases. This is obviously out of control. And yeah, she's the one making the mistakes, but who's paying for it?
That's not fair to them. And number two, every time you have sex, you don't have to have a baby. You need to bring children in. It is not fair for us as adults to bring children into situations that are chaotic, violent, unstable, because all you're doing is creating people who have problems when they grow up. They have problems when they're kids. I mean, you literally have what they call stair step. You don't even have a step between them. Boom, 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 boom. Every time you turn around, you're pregnant. Baby, there are ways not to do that. How you gonna get on your feet and be stable if every time you turn around, you add another baby to the mix?
She can't.
Is there any plan to ever be stable?
No, the plan is to make us responsible adults. The taxpayers pay for all of her mess.
Yes.
Okay, well, what's the plan? Because you can't activate a plan if you still having babies. And I'm not saying babies aren't a blessing, but we're supposed to be a blessing to them. We don't depend on babies to help us. We're supposed to make their lives better because they don't choose to be here. We make them. We make choices that result in babies. So when you make those choices that result in babies, if your babies aren't with you, if they aren't well cared for, if you don't know exactly what's going on with each of your babies each and every day, if you're not holding them when they got the sniffles and when they need the comfort of a mother, they are missing your smell. They can't even nuzzle up to you to smell you because your life is so chaotic. Somebody else has your babies, then you're not doing it right. And I'm just going to be, I know people think I'm a little harsh sometimes, but somebody's got to stop and think about the situation they are bringing kids into.
All facts. And one thing about this feminist society that we're living in, of course they don't care about men, but one thing that's overlooked every day is those kids. They don't care about them kids either. They just go around creating all these problems, really expecting other people to fix them.
You got kids back to back to back to back to back, and none of those kids have had the opportunity to have their mama to themselves for more than 3 months. If that, because now somebody else is taking care of them. And I'm gonna tell you, I've been in this game too long. I'm telling you right now, if you a mama and you don't lay your eyes on your children every single day, there is no way you can assure yourself that people are taking care of them. I've seen too much, I've heard too much. Even the people you trust the most, some of them don't take care of your kids the way they should be cared for. So if they're not with you every single day, if there's any time apart from them that you've caused to happen, you're risking their safety. So I just want you to think about that. You don't have to have a baby with every man you see, date, live with. You don't have to have a baby every year. You can get your life stable and make sure you have a home, some stability for those babies, and space them out so they at least get to be nurtured before you bring in the next one and they get pushed to the side.
Hello?
You don't have to respond to what I'm saying because I know I'm hard. I'm hard on people. You don't have to respond to what I'm saying. But what I'm saying to you is you need to think about the situation you're putting your kids in. And the initial knee-jerk reaction is, I've taken care of my kids. This judge don't know me. I don't. But what I'm telling you is, you ain't giving them babies time to know you either. So, I will accept your plea of guilty. I'll accept your plea of NOLO because you seem like you need a break right now. I'll give you the NOLO plea. I'll sentence you to 12 months to serve 1 day credit for time served. The balance will be probated for you to pay a fine in the amount of $200. That's going to be $298 with the surcharges. And she's going to take an anger management class. Instead of the $200 fine, I would prefer she take a parenting class also.
No, we have no objection from the state, Your Honor.
Is that acceptable?
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right. So then that might help you with whatever situation was going on or is going on with defects. Because I have found, I used to work with them. I used to work for defects. But once they get into your situation, it's hard to get them out. Once defects gets your name on their roster, it's hard to get them out. So instead of the $200 fine, you're going to take a parenting class, anger management class, and you're to have no drugs or alcohol. You're subject to random screens for alcohol and drugs, and you're to have you're to have no contact that violates your bond conditions in your felony case. So if you have bond conditions in your felony case that say you're to not have contact with Mr. Forget his name, I'm sorry.
Mr. Okay.
Yeah, whatever contact you have must comport with your felony bond. So if your felony case says you're not to have any contact with him, you're not to have any contact. And I would suggest you get a copy of that bond today. But at a minimum, you're not to have any violent or harassing contact. If it's a no contact order for the felony case, then you better not have any contact with him. Because if you do, you could be charged with additional misdemeanors or felonies. You could have your bond revoked and you could stay in jail in the Clayton County Jail, which is no place to be right now. You could stay in jail until your case comes to trial. And if it's a felony, that could be some years. Tell her what I mean, Miss Hunt.
I will, Your Honor.
All right.
We do have one additional request, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
We understand that she has this pending felony, but Ms. Riley was asking that if she is successful on probation with no positive screens and completes the anger management course and the parenting course, that at 6 months we review whether or not she can go non-reporting.
Yeah, she can. Her probation officer can ask me for a review.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Riley, your most important job, no matter what else you do in life, is to raise them babies so that they don't struggle. So remember that. There's condoms are cheaper than child support or child care. If I see you again ever, please don't have FOMO babies.
And she could care less about the cost of condoms or the cost of child care because she's not paying for any of it anyway. Doesn't matter if the fathers are involved or not. She's aware that she's got benefits. She's got the state.
Give them babies a break. Let them enjoy having a mama before you start loading up again. Yes, ma'am.
I did have one more request. I'm sorry. She's asking that the supervision fees be waived. She makes about $13 an hour. So we're asking.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Waive the supervision fees.
You know, it's really sad how this woman, she's got so many different charges, clearly proving that she's out of order. Police reports, all kinds of stuff on her. And this is just one of her cases. The judge gave her probation, anger management, and a parenting class. She's still dealing with another case where she's got to see a different judge, but she's out here cutting up stuff and tearing up things, just being a Tasmanian devil. But she's allowed to go to court, get a counseling session, and no one's ever going to judge her harshly because she's got 4 kids, all under the age of 3. And none of them are twins, by the way. I just can't. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Let me know what you think about this mess below. Special thank you to Roland C. I appreciate you, Roland, for always showing your support. Shout out to Lamar, Barrington, much love to Miss Debbie. Can't forget about my sister Beauty Biz and L. Smith. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.